Hi, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course.
Today, Brad, what is it that we're going to talk about that you have so
Okay,
excited about?
just relax, Bob. Just relax. We were talking, getting all excited about this, and after surgery, before surgery, it's like, what I want to talk about is, I'm going to be teaching a class in one of the communities I work in about healthy heart, keeping your heart healthy. And this is just a real basic, how to get started if you want to exercise to make your heart healthy. So people say, should I start lifting weights? Should I go running? What
Sure.
should you do? Well, to keep your heart healthy, you can lift weights, but it is not going to affect your heart too much. You're not going to get to that aerobic level, and you need to get aerobic in order to get the blood flow through your hearts and maybe help.
It's more anaerobic.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's it, exactly.
Yeah, so lifting weights is a good exercise, but you're not going to get the cardiovascular benefits.
A lot of people have trouble understanding that. I mean, because their heart rate does go up when you're lifting
Right.
weights, but it's not a continuous thing, and
Right.
it's a difficult concept. But just,
Exactly.
you're going to have to take our word for it on this one, that if you're going to work on your heart, it's really two different things.
Right.
There's strength training and there's aerobic training.
Right.
So.
And aerobic is kind of a word that I think a lot of people, may not understand if you're not in the field, because it does get kind of complicated if you get involved with it. But basically, it's getting your heart rate up to a certain level, and then the benefits to your heart come into play.
Sure.
Okay? Your vessels become more active. That's not the right word. We'll just make it simple and say it's going to benefit your heart better at a certain heart rate. And that heart rate is at about 50% of your maximum heart rate. Now, I'm not going to get into all that. This is just a basic, what do I do for people who probably want to go out and walk on their treadmill, stationary bike. And the basic rule is, now, I might need some help from, we got a couple students here from the University of La Crosse, is when you're walking briskly, and they use this all the time with cardiac rehab, how do you know if you're walking fast enough to get that heart rate where you're getting the benefit? And you should be able to hold a conversation with someone, but you're breathing. You're definitely breathing harder. If you're walking so fast and you're breathing with short breathing and you can't hold a conversation like that, you're walking too fast, too much. On the other hand, if you're walking slow and you can easily talk and there's no problem whatsoever,
Right.
you need to pick it up. Okay, to get up into that cardiac, that threshold that you need. What's the name of that, Brittany? We were talking about that yesterday.
Ventilatory threshold, right?
What? Come on now, over here.
Ventilatory threshold.
Ventilatory threshold, okay, so that's what it's technically called. We're not going to worry about that. So you need to get to that point. And let's say you're going to get into a walking program to help your heart. You've got a friend to walk with, and so you're going to walk fast enough so you can still talk, but it's stressing a little bit. Okay, how far do you walk, and what do you do to get into this program? And this is a real basic, really simple protocol. Is you got your 5-minute warm-up. Okay, in this I would just suggest doing some range of motion exercise. We got some videos on it, working your shoulders and the arms, and of course you're walking, so you're going to want to stretch your heel cords, of course, and you want to do a stretch on your heel cords like this, where you're stretching the heel cord, and you're just going to start walking slowly. Okay, some really simple stretches, especially when you're up in the morning. We've got
Maybe a
some,
walk in place, maybe a little bit.
sure,
Right,
yeah,
just to
some
start
simple
getting-
marching.
Right, get things
Just
going.
anything, just to get moving the arms around, some trunk rotation, and then start walking slow. And then you want to get into a 20-minute cycle where you're got that heart rate up to that threshold where we're going to
Right, so
work it.
again, you're gonna be able to talk, but you're gonna feel it. I mean,
Sure.
you're right on that precipice, I guess, of
Yeah.
not.
Precipice.
Yeah, there you go, let's throw some.
So you're with your friend, you're talking, and you start picking up the pace, and hopefully you're at about the same pace, and so that's a good partner to work with. And then you're going to be there for 20 minutes. Look at your time and start walking. Eventually you're going to know, if I go 18 blocks, it's 20 minutes, and then you won't even have to look at your time. You do your set program, it's 20 minutes. And then when you're done, don't just stop and sit down and rest. Then slow down your pace, slow it down gradually. Over a period of about 5 minutes, you can do some more stretching as you did before, but slow down, don't just sit down and be done. That's the last thing you want to do, is just sit and rest. Slow down for about 5 minutes, taking your time, and then you can sit down.
And for 20 minutes, going back to the 20 minutes, for some people, they're gonna say, well, that's a piece of cake, and other people are gonna say, I can't do 20 minutes.
Right.
And so that it is something they're gonna have to work up to.
Yeah.
I mean, I know many people in the 60s and 70s, believe it or
Sure.
not, that said, I started off and I couldn't even go a block, and.
Good point,
and
Bob.
Eventually,
Right.
they had to work up to that.
Yeah, you might start out at 5 minutes, a
Right.
5-minute warm-up, 5-minute threshold area, and then
Five
back to
minutes,
5-minute
right.
cool down. And then after a week, you might be up to 10 minutes or a couple weeks. And it may take you a month or 2 months to get to this 20 minutes, depending on your level.
And if you're that type of person, this is generally very much for you then, because
Right.
you're very deconditioned and you really need to get yourself up to that
Right.
point.
And we can do another video for people who are maybe more advanced and want to work on their heart rate at a different level for runners and that higher level activity, but this is not that person.
Yeah, this is the basic thing to get started. So, and you want to mention the website?
Right, if you want to get more detailed information, if you go down here to webmd.com, just as you see it here.
Pretty popular site, right?
Yeah,
A lot of people know
yeah.
it, so, except Brad. But
But it's
you
good,
get a lot of
good,
information.
it'll cut out a lot of information if you just go to Google, that'll just narrow it down right away quicker, so. Talking about hearts, Bob, we can talk a lot about how to take care of your heart, but what is it that we cannot do about our heart?
We can't fix a broken heart, Brad.
No broken heart fixing going on here. All right, thank you very much, have a good day.